Okay, guys, we're not back. Well, we're kind of back yet. I'm fixing the webcams because we switched to Google Hangout. So bear with us a little bit. But in the meantime, you can hear us chat about stuff, I guess. So.
Oh no, okay. Alright, I'm not going
Oh.
to bring the DM wrath down on Stupid Hand. He did include me in his funny descriptions he does,
Oh, did he?
which I really like. He did. I'm
Oh,
like
and
the
he
last
has
line.
It's
Yeah.
It's in
parenthetical though.
parentheses.
You can yell at him
Oh,
because it's
and
only
hail
parenthetical.
Travis.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
he's not
that
here
guy.
right now, so you can't.
Oh.
I mean, you'd be yelling at nothing,
Yes.
but.
Stupid
Mm.
Hand will feel my wrath.
Rock
You hear me,
the
Stupid
ball on
Hand?
him where he is right now.
Do you hear me, Stupid Hand?
Who is this?
Oh.
Where can I buy the
Okay.
D20?
What?
The specific one that's on the screen, I don't know.
I don't
really
know.
Like that. It's really cool.
I think I've actually seen them. I think it's Chessex does like really cool themed dice,
Mhm.
and they're pretty expensive. They're like, I don't know, $20 for a regular set of dice. It's normally like 10.
10. God. I got mine off of. Where did I get them? Amazon, I think. For like a box of dice costs like $3, less than 3.
I wish JP did his like little roleplay themed dice he was talking about.
You
I
got
think
it.
that would be really expensive to produce, though.
Just the dice bag?
Oh, dice bag. I
Yeah.
thought you meant like actual design carved die.
Oh no, that'd be
Like-
that'd be.
Where, yeah. I mean, even in a like a nice design themed set, it's usually only the D20 that has a bunch of extra crap on it.
Yeah. Someday, Amrith, you will see the roleplay and you will say, "Why? Why did I wait so long?"
Yes, especially where JP screws up so much.
Hey, did you see this?
See what?
See this, Kevin?
Hold on.
Oh, dear.
I can't
Oh,
watch
I'm
it
assuming it's
because we're
roleplay
live.
stuff.
No, it's not.
We're live and doing.
Oh,
camera.
I didn't. I haven't watched it yet.
Last week's?
Or wait, is that? Does he do a video AMA or? Oh, it's just a thank you.
No, I have not seen that yet.
Stupid hands back, Travis.
Stupid Hand is back. Okay, you're forgiven this time, Stupid Hand. But as just keep in mind that I love your descriptions as well, and I'm not sure I'd love being in parentheses with one sentence at the end. The wrath of the DM, rocks may fall. Okay, Stupid Hand, rocks may fall.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and start back stuff? Or in the library or whatever? Or
I've been there, Stupid Hand. You're on thin ice. Just watch out.
Yeah. What happened? I like the descriptions you do of all the characters, but the DMs was rather short.
And parenthetical, one could
At-
say.
He was a
At the
little
end.
sad about that.
Okay,
bit
so Oren's gone to return 2 horses, and
Oh.
I'm going shopping. I think Katie's going with me.
Are we actually starting?
oh yeah, we
We've
can.
been live. We've been live.
Might as well.
He does. Well, he does.
I
the
know we've been
cameras.
live. I didn't know if we were gonna edit this
Okay.
out post production. You know.
Nah, I'm not that
We
fancy.
have a post-production.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll do it live.
Didn't know that
We'll
advanced.
do it live. Okay.
Didn't know that advanced.
All right. So we are back, guys, and have been for a while. So while our illustrious ranger is setting up a nice video feed for everyone, we will follow Oren as he heads out and goes to the library. You've already successfully returned the horses.
With the note that they'll be picked up by Hammond's Crossing soon, hopefully.
What's that?
Well, the Hammond's Crossing
You have a
is
slight
crossing
echo.
side, soon they'll be picked up.
Damn it! Now you're super
echo still?
robotic.
He says he's gonna leave a
You're really
note.
robotic.
He's returning the Hammond's Crossing horses. He said.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
I said he completed that already. You're good.
We're slowly
Horses
turning
are
into
back.
robots.
To the library! But now it's just power.
Yes, you are at the library. You've successfully found it.
You
What do you
Alright.
do?
So I guess I walk in, I go to I guess someone who works there, if I can find one that's noticeable.
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of a desk in the front, and there's a let's see here. There is a woman in kind of like fairly plain brown robes, just kind of looking at a book. Doesn't seem to notice you at first.
So I guess I'll clear my throat a little bit, going, ahem.
Oh,
Well, then
yes,
just on
dear.
that
I'm
side.
sorry, I didn't see you there. How can I help you?
Hey, I'm looking for books pertaining to certain magical creatures of myth.
Ah, we have a great many books on fairy tales, young man. I'm not certain they'd be to your taste, though.
Oh, you'd be surprised, madam. Could you
Well,
point
to
me
each
into-
their own.
Could you point me into directions of books pertaining to dragons and shape changes?
Dragons and shape changes. Interesting. What kind of shape changes are you looking for exactly?
One that apparently turns into a wolf.
Turns into, I would think a shape changer could turn into a great many things. We'll see here. And she leads you around quick. They do have a section on dragons. It's a bit small and seems to be actually it seems to be fairly focused in more historical content than fantasy. Though there are certainly some books on dragons that are more of the, you know, picture book type.
So, like, Frogdoor.
So what? I'm sorry?
Sorry, Kevin got that one. Oh, never mind. Really fast.
I didn't hear what you said.
But I said Frogdoor.
Are you on a different
Burninating the
mic?
countryside.
No.
Burninating the countryside.
So that was a reference, though.
Man, I'd forgotten about those animations.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
It's alright. So Orin, what are you looking for exactly?
They've got like stuff with history, I guess, like how people fought them, what kind of dragons they were, like weaknesses, things about them, all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
One
So
that could use in battle.
yeah, so you find a historical recollection of the kingdom fighting or knights of the kingdom of Palatinus fighting a white dragon which lived in the Palatinus Taurus mountains. The book appears to have been rescribed and retranslated from probably about 200 years ago.
Alright, so I give that a good read then.
Okay.
By the way, you guys did not. I forgot I was muted. You guys did not hear me screaming Trogdor, burninating the
No.
countryside.
Okay, Jury
No.
got that as well.
We missed
Damn it, I don't know what this is. I'll have to look it up later.
Trogdor was a man. No, he was a dragon's man. He's basically off the dragon, not man.
I feel like this is an offshoot of Puff the Magic Dragon here or something.
I think it was designed to possibly pay him out.
Okay, so you find that book as well as one on dragons in general, and it appears to be in fairly rough shape. The librarian asks you, "Oh, please touch that one rather lightly, if you wouldn't mind.
So I
It's
treat
one
it
of our
like a-
older tomes." Cool. So you read them over. You see. Last time we played, we had someone do, I think, an Arcana roll for dragons, and you don't pick up a whole lot more on red dragons. You know they're very fierce, quite powerful, breathe fire, and let's see, what else did you guys learn? I think that was about it.
Does it say anything about like ages and like them growing up type thing?
Yeah, I mean it goes through the life cycles of a dragon in general. They start out as wormlings and are generally fairly small, either small or tiny creatures, depending on the dragon's fully grown size. That they can live for thousands of years. They get extremely powerful when old, so powerful that an army could be thrown against them to no avail. And yeah,
And it's just from this one book in particular? All this information is it?
yeah, it's the more rough tome is more of dragons in general. So
Alright, very random question. How
Yes.
long would it take to try to scribe such a book if I was to start writing it out? Make a copy of it?
make a copy of it by hand.
Piracy!
No,
Uh,
I'm quite yeah. Well, I guess I'm not super scholar, but
Simon and
you know,
Schuster's pissed
I'm
at
well
you.
educated, so my writing speed's probably not horribly slow.
no, you probably 5 days.
Holy shit.
I mean, it's a fairly thick tome. It's kind of tough to read because it's written. You know, it's like the handwriting style takes a while to get used to. It's all cursive. Who writes in cursive these days?
I was gonna say like
Nobody.
Nobody
It's,
uses
isn't it? So I can't like sneak it out. Anyway, I guess I do my best to take it all to memory then.
Okay.
Then I will look for a book containing two shapeshifters turning into wolves or something. Stuff that's weak to Silver because I don't actually know what he is. I should know. Caven told
No.
us what he was.
Yeah, you know he's a lycanthrope.
Yeah, so I look up lycanthropes,
Yes.
specifically werewolves.
Okay. The librarian directs you to a single book they have on lycanthropes. Gives you not much more information than Caben gave you. That they're able to change shape. There are theories about the shape changing dealing with the phases of the moon, but other accounts that seem to discredit that. They're known to be weak to silver, sometimes gather in tribes or groups or hidden villages or enclaves. Besides that, it just kind of describes a few styles on fighting them. Mostly
like I need like mundane weapons won't hurt it and stuff. That's what it tells me basically.
It's not like they're not harmed by mundane weapons. This isn't second edition.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. So,
We need some silver coins.
Yeah, some silver coins. And
I was just gonna ask you if you had caught up this week.
I'm missing something. Okay. Roleplay?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, let's just
Okay.
say they don't have a magical weapon and they beat the shit out of werewolves.
Yeah. So, let me read this here real quick.
Okay.
And while I'm doing that and Orin is studying, why don't we switch to everyone else?
What am I doing? Having lunch, I think, is what we were doing.
No, we're heading. Caven and I are going, or I'm
Oh,
going
yeah,
to
oh,
the,
shopping.
the shop of Llewellyn Davis.
Shopping.
No, wait, just kidding. It's not Llewellyn Davis. That's the movie. Llewellyn Desmond.
Llewellyn Desmond, yes. Cool.
The movie I haven't seen, by the way, so I don't know if anyone's seen it.
What's the movie name?
Coen Brothers. It's inside Llewellyn Davis, which made me think of your character you just created.
No, I have not actually heard of that. Interesting, I'll have to look it up. Okay, so you guys, it takes you a while, but eventually you manage to get directed by someone, and you end up finding his shop. It's a rather large building. It's quite well decorated, you know, a lot of kind of things hanging in the windows. But let's see here. Yeah, and you guys notice it's actually very difficult to see in through the windows.
On our way, as we're trying to hunt this down, I asked Caben if he would like to sell of his. Is Amaranth with us or no?
Yes, she
Yes.
does.
Well, I just say, so, Caven, you gonna sell that bracelet?
Was I there when you guys talked about the raid?
No,
I'm pretty
No,
sure. I
you
was.
you have
No?
you have no idea what it is.
Oh. Where was I?
We kept it. We kept it secret.
What was I doing?
Yeah.
Doing
You were
all right.
drinking
You know-
at the bar.
Oh, that's right.
Was I?
Yeah.
Very clerically of me.
You know,
Okay.
Durian, I think we might find someone else who can use it in the future.
Bracelet. Interesting.
I think it's.
Do I overhear them talking about this bracelet, seeing as I'm
I
with
don't.
them?
I don't hide it.
Yeah,
I
we're
look-
just talking in
I
the
might
open.
have played with Amaranth once and just said, she'll understand.
Eh. Eh.
So no.
So,
Because I could use. I could use some of the coin that I bring because we're gonna split that cost.
You
so.
could use.
Well, do you think we should sell it or should we
You intend to use
use?
it? I mean, if you intend to use it, it's a mighty powerful weapon. But
So what?
I
are
mean,
they
it's just a
being
bracelet.
So cryptic about what? Why might you or might you not use this? Why might you sell it? What are we talking about? I'm
Amaranth,
definitely
I
missing
forgot,
out
I
on
forgot we
something
didn't
here.
tell you, Caven. Let's try this out on there. Hand me the item.
Yeah. How about you tell me?
Amrith, can you hold out your hand?
Yes. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Seeing as Dorian is sitting there going, "Do it, do it." Amaranth is just like,
Walking. We're just walking there.
I don't
No, it's-
want to do it.
It's
I don't.
nothing.
Do it.
Everything's fine. If you want to know what we're talking about,
You gotta. It's a right.
gotta show me your hand. Put your hand out.
Seeing as Caven's okay with it, Amaranth will put her hand out and allow it.
Caven's going to slip the bracelet onto Amrith's hand.
Amareth, your hand and wrist is now on fire.
She'll probably. I'm not actually gonna scream because that would be awful, and try and quickly like push it off her wrist.
Okay, you
I will
quickly
catch.
push it off
I'll
your
catch it or get it back and whatever. Because I was ready. I knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
So, okay, easy.
What is that? What's
Well, look,
going on?
Look, Amaranth, no burns. You're fine.
Yeah, what is it? What is that? Why did it look like I was on fire? But
I stop
not.
and I look at her really intensely and I go, "It's magic." No, I tell her that it's a magic. I say we've Caven came across a magical item in our travels and had me identify it, and I've identified it. It lights your arm on fire.
Well, it does more than
It
that.
also will shoot fireballs.
I'm okay. How much would that be worth? Is-
Lots of money.
Do you think we should sell it?
So
you
what you're
gonna
saying
use
is we
it?
should.
I don't
sell
think.
it.
I think you should either use it or sell it. And you
Well,
have-
I was just holding on to it. I
would
mean,
have-
there
I think
might
that
be
hat
a.
it would have gone different with that ugly creature we met in the woods, unless you would decide to use it, but you didn't.
I was
Why,
thinking about it, but there might be a bigger, uglier creature in the future we might want to use it against.
I feel like that red dragons are known for their fire and fire. I just feel like it's less interesting that way.
You guys get to the shop.
Okay.
Well,
Amber
Durian, let's
mentioned that she'd happily use it, despite how terrifying it is.
let's think about it. I was thinking we could keep it for a little bit, maybe
How
use
about
it.
we get it appraised? He's gonna try and ask for money to identify it, but
I thought we have a. Oh no, you identified it. Okay.
identify it. No. We have an appraisal form for the other
Right.
item, but I don't know that Orin's gonna give that up.
No, he likes that too much.
Which is stupid because it's useless, entirely wasteful. Good coin can come from that thing. But anyway,
Useless on a fight off.
but I will tell him I he might ask for some coin, but if I describe it, he might be able to offer a preliminary price. So let's ask at least.
Okay, I'm interested in that.
Okay. And then I have some things that, yeah, you guys are with me. I guess we'll investigate together. I look regretful.
Sounds good.
That's fine. Okay, so we go in, Travis.
Okay, you guys go in, and you immediately see that there are a few people on the customer side of the counter. It's a big kind of half-circle counter with plenty of room around it, and behind the counter are shelves all full of different things, different vials and jars full of liquids that are strangely colored. There are various barrels and buckets full of strange-looking components. Some look rather gross, some quite interesting. And there is a couple people being waited on by attendants. And as you walk in, a half-elf turns around and says, "Welcome to my store! How can I help you today? I'm Llewellyn!"
Llewellyn? I am Durian.
Durian, pleasure to meet you, Durian. Come on. What can I help you with today? I love meeting new people. You haven't been in here before, have you?
No, I haven't, but these are my friends, Amareth and Caben. I just met them.
My lady, pleasure to meet you. And
She'll
Caben,
bow.
good to meet you. Good to meet you too, sir. How can I help you?
We have it on, we actually weren't going to stop by, but we have it on good recommendation from Willis and Hammond's Crossing that we should see you, so...
Oh, Willis, that sly old dog. How's he doing? I haven't seen him in ages.
Well, we made a good deal with him of late, and I know, you folk of the Arcane are interested in good deals, so I think...
Absolutely we are. And what kind of deals would we be looking for today? Are you buying? Are you selling? Did you bring me any interesting magic items?
Both. All of the above. So bear with me if you don't mind.
Excellent.
If I can take some of your time.
Absolutely.
First, we ran across a haggish-like creature in the wilderness.
A haggish-like creature.
Perhaps a
Can you
hag.
describe her for me?
Well, it was a hag, Durian.
It was a hag, Llewellyn.
Oh, are you familiar with such creatures there, tall, dark, and handsome? Pointing at you, Caben.
No, not. Okay.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
use that.
No, sure. Caben kind of just kind of freezes. Like, Durian, you can take it if you want.
Kevin doesn't know how to act
Oh,
with people.
Yes,
You are
Llewellyn,
too
I
shy,
collect-
dear. You are too shy.
Haven told me this was a hag, and I knew that such things, it was quite powerful in magic, and as a result, I took its, oh gosh, pull it up.
You took its
Fingers
eye
and
and
eyes or
fingers,
something.
I
right?
took its eyes and fingers, because I thought maybe the
Dear,
bones of a
how
hag.
gruesome.
Yeah, I
Oh.
thought bones of a hag, it sounded poetic. I am a bard by trade, so...
Oh, well, the eyes were a good idea. Not sure I'd grab the fingers, though. Let me see them.
So I produced hag's eyes.
Okay. And I
This-
want you to roll a d20. Just roll a d20.
This
Oh,
is
God.
yeah.
How deteriorated-
How deteriorated are these things? Like 2 days later.
We're about to see.
14.
14. 14's good enough. Oh, well, they're a bit frozen. Well, better frozen than rotten, I suppose. And he kind of looks them over and... Oh, yeah, you can always tell by the cornea. Yes, definitely hag's eyes. Did you just have these two?
Yeah, just the two.
Okay. I can certainly buy these from you. They'll be useful. Let me actually get a jar real quick. And he goes out, grabs a jar, comes back, and you see it's kind of packed with snow. And he shoves them in there quick and twists on the top and sets it down. Let's see. Well, I can give you... Now we do some rolls. I can give you about 75 gold for the two of them.
Whoa.
Dang.
I don't
How
do that.
much?
I say,
How much?
75.
Gold.
Yes,
well,
gold.
I'm so
I
glad
certainly
took the
accept
eyes.
them in trade, though. If
well,
you
let's-
had anything of interest that
let's.
you'd like to see.
Why don't you take down a ledger, because we have more to talk
Absolutely,
about.
dear. Absolutely.
But I think 75 is a fair price, and I quickly show him the 3 dragon scales I still have, which I have appraised at 5 gold apiece, and I say, why don't you, for these 3 dragon scales, might be useful in a variety of concoctions, add another 15 gold onto that?
Yes, I'd say that's about what they're worth. Excellent, excellent. Good, some potion ingredients, nice and fresh too. Very good.
So first thing I'd like is I produce my Electrum sheet.
Ooh, interesting.
I thought it was Electrum Rose.
Oh, I have that too.
Oh,
He
shit.
has that as well.
And by the way, I say, Llewellyn, with your permission, I actually haven't examined this in some time. You don't mind a little spell casting in here, do you?
Oh, absolutely not, dear. Go right ahead.
So I cast Detect Magic on it to remind
Right.
myself.
And
there's the
you
rose-
see him study you quite intently as you cast that.
Oh.
I snap Detect Magic on the sheet because I can't remember because one of them was magical and I just can't remember which. So.
Yes. And you see that the sheet glows with a very dull magical aura.
I say, yes, this was the piece, Llewellyn. I cannot read it, and I am learned, and I'm sure you can see for yourself, but I know that it was it gives off a faint aura, and I would be interested in having it identified, or at least deciphered, perhaps.
I see. I could certainly help you out with that. It might be a bit pricey, but we already have some trade goods that we could put towards that. Let me think about how much this would cost. Was that all you were interested in today?
No, there's one other thing, and I perhaps will browse your magic items in a moment, or
absolutely.
ask after your stock. But I would also, I gesture to Caven and say, Caven, it's time.
Yep.
So Caven
Time
here,
for what, dear?
Caven here
Yes,
came
time for
across.
what?
Caven here came across a rather fancy bracelet, if I do say so myself, and I felt an aura on it, and I actually have the skill, and I performed some identification on it, and discovered it has some rather interesting and powerful properties. So I hand it over to Llewellyn, and I say,
I see.
don't put it on at this time, but when you put it on, to everyone else, it will appear you are wearing a bracelet. But to yourself, your hand and arm appear on fire, and...
Oh, a bracelet of fireballs?
Yes,
and
and the
he
gem-
immediately starts casting a spell.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. I see. Interesting.
Yes, we did not. I had it identified myself, so I did not know what you would need to identify it yourself. But
He starts looking it over and peering at it for, I don't know, a good 30 seconds, and he says, "May I?" And he kind of picks it up and looks at you questioningly.
Caven, yes.
Sorry,
Go-
you're
go
asking
ahead.
me?
He's basically asking if he can try it on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he has it, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
gestured
he's
to
just
him.
looked at it.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
gestured to him and say, "Go ahead."
So he quickly slips it on, clasps it around his wrist. Oh, wow, interesting. And he kind of starts looking you see him like touching the rubies, but you would know that it's not, it's actually the orbs that are floating there. Oh, I see. Very interesting. He takes it off, says, "Well, we could certainly do a deal for this."
Yes, Llewellyn, we're interested in perhaps gauging your interest because we have
Oh, I'm interested in anything magical, dear.
I will say this, we are.
Including you, Durian.
I will say, Llewellyn, that we have many dangers ahead, and such a bracelet would be a boon to us. But we also have need of for lack of a better term, we need coin. So I'd be interested in your bid on this. Perhaps to consider for a day.
I would think if well, you certainly seem well equipped for the more martial matters in life. I would think that a bracelet like this would be quite a boon to you in your travels. Is there any reason you wish to part with it?
We love money.
There might
well,
be
who doesn't?
something
It's so shiny.
else useful for us.
Yes, I have a great many things that would be useful. Several potions, quite a few magic items as well. That we could certainly do a trade on. A bracelet like this, let me see. Ooh, I don't know what to do with that.
Ooh, 1 coin. 1 gold.
That's not exactly what that means.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I would need to identify this before I'd be able to get a complete price for you. Just to not only I believe you with what you say it is, but I need to examine it more closely to ascertain
Llewellyn.
its true power.
Llewellyn, my dear, to be fair, what you said was you identified it as a bracelet of fireballs, so you would have a good idea about what a similar item might be worth.
That's true, dear, that's true. And he puts a hand on the top of your hand and says, however, bracelets of fireballs, as I'm sure you know, come in a great many varieties. Some stronger, some weaker. It has been a long, long time since I have seen one, and quite unfortunately I cannot tell just by wearing it how powerful it is. Each of these rubies on it would cast a fireball spell, but if that fireball is, large enough to take out a small group of goblins, or large enough to take on an ice dragon, that would be something worth seeing.
Yes, it would, Llewellyn. But anyway, let's tell us of your wares for now, because I've already got 1 item on the docket to be identified, and I'd be loath to pay for 2. So.
Absolutely. It depends. Well, what range are you looking for as far as items go?
Let's say that I'm just browsing for interest at this point. We're going to be in town a few days, but I would not be opposed to magical weapons. Of course, any sort of
course.
amulets or jewelry that could add, perhaps some benefits to myself. Something of interest.
Yes. Well, let me see here.
We are undertaking a fairly dangerous quest against what has been rumored to be a dragon, Llewellyn.
Oh, you're so funny, dear. You're not gonna go out and attack the Mist Dragon on Laurent Isle. He's far too strong for you.
So we're going that
I say
often.
no, Llewellyn. Of course not, silly. I'm saying if I have aspirations of grandeur, and one day I'd like to meet a red dragon in head-to-head battle, and something of that nature.
Ooh, a red dragon, dear. I wouldn't recommend it. They're quite fierce, Some say that they're the strongest of all dragons. Some scholars debate between the red dragon on the evil side and the gold dragon on the good side, and, well, I personally would never want to find out firsthand.
I would avoid that fight as well.
Yes. Well, if it's truly a red dragon you seek, I can certainly brew you up some potions of fire resistance. You would find them quite helpful in such a fight.
I lean out and I say, is Llewellyn's hand still on my hand?
No, he just kind of placed it there for a second, but he's sort of leaning on the counter.
So I lean and sort of just in a very friendly gesture, sort of grab his, sort of touch the arm, like a really light touch. And sort of I lean over to him and I say, I have some rather persuasive qualities to myself, and I would always be interested in items, things that one would wear that would be able to enhance my sway over others, or perhaps my ability to move in more discreet manners.
Oh, I see. Yes, I could see how such a thing would certainly benefit a man of your, stature. Cool. So I've got to look at how much that costs. You guys are right there?
I love it.
What's
Okay.
up?
So, why don't I think about that for a bit, dear? My stock is, well, rather well stocked, so I don't have everything on the top of my mind. I certainly do have some magic weapons and armors, though, if you're interested.
Tell
It's
me
a
about
magical
them.
sword.
You
Well,
be quiet, you horse seller. You horse giver awayer. You be quiet.
If we sold the horse, maybe we would have had some money to buy a magical
Yes,
sword.
I'm broke, man. I don't have a lot of play here.
oh, you guys
You're in
are,
a sort of flirting
You-
to get more money.
So
you guys are fucking great. I love this. No, it's awesome.
I say to Llewellyn, I say, since we're gonna mull over anything bigger, how about I sell you this 85, or let's see, 75 plus 15. So there's 90 gold worth of potion materials.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And then let me consult your stock of weapons and armor of magical nature.
You forgot that.
Well, on the more mundane side, I do have a few minorly enchanted weapons, magical weapons, that would probably be of great help to you. I have a rather nice short spear, nice little onyx gem in the right where the spearhead meets the shaft, and I also have a wonderful little short sword that could certainly be used in more discreet settings.
What is what are the properties you can tell me of it?
They're +1 weapons. I don't know how to play that. They're minorly enchanted is usually the way to say a +1 weapon.
That's usually
Strike
+1 to hit or
true,
+1 to damage.
Yes. Any magic weapon, when I say like it's just a +1 weapon, that's to hit and to damage.
Okay.
On the more high-end side of things, I do have a very nice luck blade. It is a +2 short sword that also helps protect its wielder in certain situations. Unfortunately, it was created by what I think was an ancient mage long ago, so all of the wish spells are used up. But it's still a very
Oh,
powerful
Llewellyn,
weapon.
stop it.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. I've been collecting these weapons for a great long time. If you prefer something a little stealthier, I do have an assassin's dagger. It's certainly on the pricey side, but if you ever found yourself perhaps needing to discreetly remove someone, well, it could certainly be of use to you.
Tell me on an order of figure what this assassin's dagger might be.
Well, in terms of gold, you'd be looking at 4 zeros.
Damn, son.
I
Sorry,
curse
that's 10,000 points.
Orin and why he hasn't drawn on his coffers to be able to fund this party.
That is
I
4
say-
zeros after another number.
Yes, I got it.
Oh, Caven was like, why aren't we getting it?
Why did we have 4,000 gold handy? 'Cause I'm a prince. I wonder why.
No, Caven was counting. He's like, wait, that's still 4 Joe's just 1 0, guys. That's the same thing.
Guys, I turn back. I say,
I
Llewellyn,
don't think
that,
either of them got it.
Llewellyn, that item interests me much, but you'd have to own a kingdom to be able to pay that price.
Oh, nonsense, dear, nonsense. I acquired that several years ago. I'm honestly quite surprised I haven't sold it. It's a very useful item.
Yes, very. I'm sure. By curiosity, where did you acquire that item?
Oh, here and there. Who knows where I get these things?
Oh, you.
I deal in so many items.
What about in your armor wares?
Oh, well, I have quite a few things. I have a beautifully glamored set of full plate armor with an additional property of acid resistance, rather pricey. I do have something more on the nature of an enchanted breastplate with a moderate enchantment to that. Again, somewhat pricey. Studded leather, though that's more around 10,000 gold or so. And I do have a few pieces and scraps of mithril here and there. I think I've got some elven chain, mithril shirt. I've got a couple of dark wood bucklers if anyone's interested.
How much?
They're very nice, not magical, but.
I kind of like say like, oh, I've
Oh
definitely
yes,
had
yes.
I've had my eye on a darkwood buckler myself, and as you can see, I acquired one.
Oh, excellent, dear, excellent. If you ever need that enchanted to be magical, you know where to come.
What is the process? Tell me for enchanting something like this, or something like this, and I actually pull out my flute.
Ooh, interesting. Beautiful workmanship.
Thank you.
Oh, excellent bronze. Look at the molding on this. Well, the process to enchanting an item... You're right there?
It's too much, Travis. Come on.
Sorry.
No, it's good. No, it's great. I'm just like, it overcame me for a minute, but I'm back. Let's go.
Alright. Well, the process to enchanting an item is quite complex, as you know. But basically, you need an item of exceptional quality of make, and really, I can't enchant any normal item, as you well know. It's got to be masterwork quality. After that, I work on the weapon and basically create... Have you ever seen a spell of magic weapon? It's usually an oil that you wipe on your weapon, and it enchants it temporarily to be more powerful and magically bound.
I have come across such things. Yes.
Oh, excellent. Basically, what I do is a complex series of enchantments to create that effect on a weapon, and then to basically bind the weapon magically in a permanent fashion. Some weapons, if you're looking for something more specialized, a sword that hits with fire, a spear that shoots lightning, those effects require additional spells along with the normal enchantment. And, of course, a commensurate cost.
Mm-hmm. So I say this buckler here, if I were to request a minor enchantment on it, would you be able to provide it for the cost we've exchanged thus far, or is it probably far more?
You're such a kidder, dear. You're such a kidder. An enchantment like that would run right around 1,000 gold.
Did you say 10 gold? I joke.
No,
Llewellyn,
I said
joke.
100 platinum, my friend. 100 platinum.
Got it. My ears, these days. Okay, well this is all useful. I have made my purchase, or sold my wares thus far, and I actually would like you to cipher this electrum sheet for me, if you would.
Yes. You said you were hoping to get this translated.
Well, it's got a magical property, so I don't know if the script on it is related to its magical property, but I think I'd be more interested in its magical property.
Yes, I see. Well, it's strange. It's not a powerful enough enchantment to be giving the item itself a magical property. Something you could use, such as you whack a knoll with it and it shoots fire. But there's certainly something strange about it.
Perhaps it is an ancient or an interesting scroll of some sort?
It could be a spell, it could be. It's strange, I can't read this language, and I'm quite the linguist myself. And you said you couldn't read it either. What languages do you speak?
I switch to Draconic and say, I've only got a few, but...
Oh, that's a good one. He replies in Draconic.
And I say in Goblin, I say, but I'm still working on my Sylvish, and it's not there yet.
I didn't recognize that one, dear. One of the more brutal languages, I think.
Oh, I switched to Elvish and say, it was Goblin, actually, so I've got you beat there. Llewellyn.
Interesting. Look, doch, my doch, netoch.
Oh
Oh
god,
no.
what was that?
Okay.
I couldn't
Next, we're gonna
understand
stop
that.
speaking
Llewellyn.
Elvish from Lord of the
Oh,
Rings.
oh, seems I have you beaten one too, dear.
Yeah,
Oh no.
but I was saying.
Noel, by the way, Noel.
Noel.
Yes.
Well, anyway,
Okay.
perhaps its language is tied up in its magical properties, but since it's different and it's not something you can bludgeon someone with or defend yourself with,
As far as I can tell.
right? Well, it's a sheet. It's not going to be anything. It's something different. Let's say, what price would you set for figuring out what this thing says?
What price? What price? And he looks up and says that it would probably be somewhere close to or on the order of, within give or take, possibly at
Add a trip home.
Not committing to anything.
for a basic spell I could cast on it, I would be willing to do that and that attempt to decipher it at about 20 gold. I can't. However, I don't know what kind of enchantment is on this thing.
You believe it to be an enchantment, though. Perhaps a
Some type.
passive enchantment.
It could be. It could be. The spell I would cast would simply try to translate the words. If there are certain enchantments on it, success is not guaranteed.
If success is not guaranteed, well then you'll have to let me know. But I think you've been good to us, Llewellyn, and I think we have more business to come. So I will give you 20 gold off of the 90.
Oh, excellent.
I'll take 70 off of that, off of our tab, if you will, and I will come back in how many days' time?
Oh, I'll have it ready tomorrow.
Okay, early or late? I prefer later. I'm a night owl.
Oh, I am too, dear. You can stop in at any time. I'll keep the lights on.
Thank you, Llewellyn.
And did any of the rest of you, were you interested in anything? I believe this bracelet was yours, dear.
Yes.
Faven.
Yes. I think we're not ready to make a sale on that. Right, Darian?
Okay.
And I'm fine.
Yeah,
Well,
I,
you
think,
said-
I think we sleep on it, Caven. What do you say?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, excellent. Well, I am more than happy to identify it and give you a fair price, and of course, any item on trade earns you a discount on that item. I certainly, as I said, I have weapons, I have armor, both magical and non-magical.
You said you had some scraps of mithril?
Yes, I believe I have a set of elven chain, which is full chainmail, as well as mithril chain shirt, which is, well, just the shirt.
Well, ask
The
about
shirt.
it,
The
Caven.
shirt is just the shirt's chainmail as well, but just
Yeah,
the shirt.
It's a chain shirt.
Chain
rather
shirt.
than full chainmail.
Okay. Is that just a normal set of armor, or is that enchanted in any way?
Mithril.
It's
Can be
mithril,
enchanted.
which has special properties of its own. It's extremely light, yet hard as steel. It is not enchanted. It's not magical per se. However, it can be enchanted since mithril is such a precious metal. Really, only masterwork armor is ever made of it.
That's what I've been hearing about this. He would ask like how much is that?
Oh,
The
well,
full set and just the shirt, I guess.
Well, the mithril shirt would run you about 1,100 gold, and the full chain, I think that'd be more on the order of 4,500 or so.
Caven, I need to have a talk with Orin. I'm done scrounging in the dirt.
Scrounging in the dirt, dear?
Oh, it's a private joke. I'm sorry, Llewellyn. Forgot myself for a
Oh,
moment.
no problem.
Travis, if I just bought this shirt,
Yes.
how would this
You have
affect my
11
armor?
gold.
No, I
How
don't.
does it affect your armor? The mithril chain.
Just the shirt. I have studded leather armor.
Or the.
That's a
yeah,
full
the
set,
mithril
though,
shirt.
right? Ish or what? How does that work?
So this armor would be just like chainmail, except its max dex is higher. It only weighs 10 pounds, and it's your armor check penalty would be lower. So it would be, I think, AC 4 on the shirt, if I remember correctly.
I mean, would it be a... So right now I have studded leather armor.
Yep. So
Would
that's AC 3.
yeah, so just buying... just wearing this shirt would be better AC-wise?
Yes, so you'd go from 3 to 4. You wouldn't have... you'd have a reduced armor check penalty, your max dex would go up, and your weight would be halved on the armor.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright.
Plus, since it's mithril, it could be enchanted later.
Yes. Okay, and then, like, if I were to just buy the shirt, I could pick up other parts later.
What do you mean other parts?
Like, because the shirt is just the shirt, and the whole chainmail is just the whole set?
Yeah, I mean, full chainmail has to be...
I'm
yeah,
figuring out the difference between these two things.
Yeah, you could conceivably get your chain shirt, you know, broken apart and used as part of full elven chain, but it would basically cost what full elven chain would cost to get more mithril and to put it together. Maybe even a little more, because it would take some work.
Okay. Alright. Thank you for the explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we should, I don't know, sleep on that and come back tomorrow when we pick up your, you getting your buckler enchanted? What are you getting?
No, I'm set for now, Gaben, but we've got more business with Llewellyn tomorrow.
Yes.
I need to have a conversation with our patron.
With who?
Our patron.
Me.
Patron.
Gotcha. Alright.
Until...
You dear, I'm sorry you've been so quiet. How can I help you today, my lovely?
I'm just here. I don't need any enchantments or magic things. I'll be just fine with my own magic.
I see your own magic. Oh, I do see a symbol of Corallan Larethian on your belt. Are you sure there aren't any spell components I could get you, or perhaps some divine scrolls? I carry all types of magic here.
What kind of divine scrolls? Go on.
That was a good
He is.
Well, dear, I have a scroll of bull strength. 2 casts worth on this scroll. It would run you about 300 gold.
I actually have one of those, don't I? Out of character.
You might have a potion of something. I think you have a potion. Amareth has a scroll of bear's endurance. You have a scroll of bear's endurance.
Eagle splendor. Yeah, and bears.
That was a secret. Didn't know you had a. Where'd you get a
No,
scroll of
that's
bears
from a long time ago.
Yeah, that's from the very
out of
first
character.
Goblin Age.
Yeah. Because I keep forgetting that I have it.
Durian actually knows all about that.
Okay.
Or did.
I remember that.
Yes, exactly.
I remember the scroll vaguely, but I didn't remember we got it identified or anything.
You also have that bloody signal horn that you stole from the orcs, which is kind of weird.
You do have that signal horn.
Quit creeping, Arin. Gosh.
Public
And
character
David has
sheets.
some sort of letter in his pocket.
Wait, I have. Wait,
Which
you
I
have
mean-
on my character sheet that I have an unknown eye. Why do I have an eye? I didn't take any eyes.
The ring from the guy's finger that turned back into an
it
into an
turned
eye?
into an...
You should show that off.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was
Show
supposed to tell you
that.
guys about that.
Show that bling.
So I'll
Show
tell
that
him.
bling.
Yeah, it's not quite bling. So I forgot to mention this out of character, but I will bring up the eye to what is his name? Oh my gosh, I just forgot it.
Llewellyn.
Yeah,
Llewellyn.
Llewellyn. Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
Llewellyn.
Yes.
Oh, you.
I'm bringing up to Llewellyn.
Stop it.
Already forgotten.
And I'll show him the eye that I now have.
You another eye. Interesting.
Yes,
And
I
roll me
almost
a
forgot all
d20.
about it.
Roll me a d20.
Oh, it's probably
Oh, she's
upstairs
got a natural one this. It's he's pretty
Oh,
Shut up,
don't
I'm
say
looking
that.
now.
Oh!
Totally fine.
What?
You made sure when you got back to open your window and set the eye on the ledge to make sure it would stay frozen and not, in fact, go rotten. You did remember to pick it back up when you changed your clothes, and you brought it here to the magic shop where he says, "Oh,
Yeah, I totally.
another hag's eye. What? Did she have 3 of them?"
Yes. Amber, where did you get that?
No, actually, I'll tell Caben and Durian. forgot to bring this up, but when we first stopped before we fought the hag, the dead man on the side of the road, he had a ring on, and it turned into this eye. It was a ring. I believe it had some jewels on it, but after a while, it turned into an eye.
I see, a hag's eye. Quite literally, that's what the jewelry is called. How many hags did you fight again?
Just one.
Really? Interesting. It usually takes at least 3 to form a covey to be able to make such an item.
Uh-oh.
Well,
A what you say?
A covey, a group of hags that group together their magical
covey
powers.
of hags.
A covey of hags.
Uh-oh.
When they group together, their magical powers are far superior to that of a single one.
Funny, we only ran into
Oh.
one, but there was. Why would a random dead body on the side of the road have an eye on their finger?
Well, as far as I
Well, it wasn't
understand
an
it,
eye at the time. It was a ring at first.
as far as
then
I
an eye.
understand it, they can create these items and disguise them as jewelry, such as a ring, and they use it for some purpose. I'm not really sure exactly what they use it for.
Hmm.
Well,
A mystery, Llewellyn. You've given us a mystery.
Yes, it appears I have.
Well, but
Well-
then she has an eye then. That is in good
I
condition.
suppose
looks
I'd like to sell this, much like Durian did. I'm glad I remembered it before we left the shop.
Yes, I could give you 35 gold for that.
I am okay with that.
Excellent, excellent. Cool. So he hands that over. As I said, I do have that one scroll. There's a few others if you'd like to hear about them. I have a
I'd like to
scroll.
hear about the others.
Yeah, I have a scroll of lesser restoration, and that will dispel any magical effects, reducing one's ability scores, or cures 1d4 points of temporary ability damage. It also eliminates any fatigue and improves exhaustion to fatigue. Does not restore permanent ability drain.
How much is this?
Well, that scroll has 2 casts on it, and that would be 300 gold for the whole scroll.
I may have to wait until another time to purchase one of your scrolls. I think when we're
I see.
in better sorts here for our money.
Well, if you ever find that dragon's hoard of loot, be sure to come here and spend it.
Exactly.
That'll
Sounds
be the
wonderful.
day.
Yes, Durian, it will be.
Well, let me know if there's anything else I can help you with, and I will have the sheet hopefully translated for you by tomorrow.
Sounds great.
One last thing.
Yes, my dear. What can I do for you?
If this bracelet, now I know you need to identify it. But
Absolutely.
if it is as we say, what would the selling price be? Around.
Really, dear, I believe you on what it is, but the power contained therein would entirely determine the price.
Say it was a medium strength.
I'm sorry, dear. I'd really care not to speculate until I know exactly what it is.
That's
I
fair.
don't want to quote you a price and have you be mad at me, all angry, when it's maybe less or even more powerful than I assume.
That's fair enough,
I don't
Llewellyn.
think
My parents ran a shop, so I understand what you mean.
Absolutely. I don't want to see good customers leave.
Well, we'll probably be back, Llewellyn, so
Excellent, excellent.
keep your door unlocked if you get my drift.
Wink, wink.
Well, a good magician never needs a lock on the door.
It just says a
So I've
viable
heard.
trap.
So I've heard.
What?
Okay. So I escort Caben and Amaranth out.
Excellent. Cool. You guys are now outside.
Yeah.
Let's
Durian,
switch back to
oh.
Orin. Well, no. Go ahead. Finish
So
your
yeah, one
conversation.
last thing. Go ahead, Caben.
Durian, if we are gonna possibly sell this bracelet to Llewellyn, it's gonna require some time for him to identify this.
4 hours, I would guess.
Couple hours? Okay.
Unless he's stiffing us. It could be less.
I was just curious. I would
4 hours would be the most.
depending on. I mean, I don't know. We could use it against something else, but I think selling. We're not using it anytime soon, and I think we can use its money for some better gain.
I've not sold one of these before, but hearing the price of his other items, and even knowing the markdown, this would be worth hundreds and hundreds of gold.
Yes.
Well offsetting the cost of the 100 gold he will charge to identify it.
I agree, and I've been looking into that mithril armor. Sounded pretty nice.
I don't know if it'll rate up to 1,000, but you could greatly offset the price.
Well, I have some coin, but I would need a little bit more.
We just, in general, are very... Amaranth, you're not hoarding a bunch of money, are you?
You're right. I wish.
We need money, guys. We are broke, and every time I try to make a buck, I got Mr. Stick Up His Butt over there, preventing me from...
Amaranth will laugh at this.
money.
Hey. Make money all you want.
I mean, this Llewellyn guy really liked you, Durian. I'm sure you could make a couple extra dollars that way.
What are you talking about, Amaranth?
Oh, shots fired.
Oh, performing?
No,
Yes,
you think-
performance has a lot to do with it. Yes, I'm sure.
Well
Okay.
played. Well
Oh, God.
played.
Stop. Shots fired.
No, but honestly, I find myself always about the same amount of money, and you know what?
Well,
right
that's
now
why
we're
you
on
need to
we're on
make
a
great
major
friends
quest.
like Llewellyn.
I put my voice down and I lean over. I say, guys, we're on a major quest that involves a dragon. We've now got a king
Yes.
and the king's brother interested in us pursuing this quest, and the best we can get out of it is 100 arrows and some food.
Well, hey, I wasn't there. What did you guys ask for?
Neither was I.
I asked, and Orin didn't back me up. I'm just saying that we need money.
Well, maybe
Fox.
I
maybe
mean,
after
I
the
wouldn't
rift we'll
do
have
it.
some more information that will tempt them to help us out more.
I wouldn't do it, but I mean, does Arn have anything you could get, Durian? Perhaps to sell?
Isn't he a prince?
That's
He's
what
a
I'm
prince.
saying. He's a
Maybe
prince.
He has
He's
some
a-
princely things in his backpack.
He probably
that
has a
can
couple of platinum up in his boot or something.
I mean, I think he would have paid us back in full if he had any money.
That's true. He could have been paying himself out of prison.
I just think that we could do better than we're doing right now. I feel like we're grubbing for loose change when we could be worth so much more.
Well,
Maybe if someone's performing was a little bit better, we could remedy that.
Shots fired.
well, that's his money though. Like us as a group.
Well, I can't perform, and
Amaranth,
obviously
surely
I
you're
can't
not
whittle
so
anything. So.
surely you're not so cloistered that you would think that in a tavern of meager working class folk would begin to shower platinum at me.
Well, perhaps you
If
need
I
to go to
perform
one of the
well,
better
yes, I
taverns
gain
within the castle.
plenty of drinks, plenty of stories, and a few gold. But that's not going to get us rich. I'm talking about real wealth here.
Maybe you need to
Hmm.
go on a little tour throughout the different taverns or something. Make use of your time besides drinking.
Maybe you need to make more use of your time instead of giving your spells away for free.
What am I going to use the spells on to get money?
Hey, we get stuff out of that too sometimes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
So greedy.
Not greedy,
Says
just
Prince
self-serving.
Orin over there who has
And
all
in
the money.
fact, I say that. I say, Amaranth, I'm not greedy. I'm just interested in myself. I just think that. Yeah, thank you, Travis. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, what?
You could sell potions.
What's wrong?
I actually don't know that you can brew potions, so
I don't think
sell
I
that.
can.
You certainly can.
You
If you can
can.
cast a spell, you know the components for
She
brewing
can't now.
potions.
She would need to take a feat for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then it
and
costs
I don't get any freaking skill points. Out
Maybe
of
you should
character.
study up. Amaranth,
It
maybe you
doesn't
should
just
study
cost
up, and
money
then
either.
one day you can be useful to someone other than the ill and infirm.
Ouch.
Doesn't
Hey,
cost money to
she's
do
healed
it.
you plenty of times, Durian. She's
I-
healed all of us
But
plenty
you
of
just-
times.
You just spend all this time insulting me. I'm just saying. Anyway,
Okay,
what you-
while they're
to Orin.
arguing,
We arrive
we
at the
go
end.
back to Orin. You are
Yeah.
in the library finishing up a book on were creatures, and give me a. Let's see, what would this be? What sounds like a good role for deciphering writing that's not so easy. Linguistics, of course.
Knowledge
You have
linguistics.
linguistics. No,
Yes,
the linguistic
Or
skill.
not knowledge linguistics, just linguistics.
I have it
Yeah.
3
Murder.
times.
Intelligence check.
Yep, give me a linguistics check.
So that's let me put my
Yours is, I believe, +4. Yes, +4.
linguistics plus 1. I deciphered the shit out of that.
20, very good. So you do see a passage in the book. It's a little beat up. It looks like someone spilled water on it or something. Library users. But you do read that lycanthropes are usually only vulnerable to silver when they're in their one of their transformed forms. That it's not when they look like a normal human. You also read that some lycanthropes have distinguishing features even when they're in their human form. Yes, that's what you read.
Okay. So I guess after I do all that, then I get to spend more time reading. I'm eventually going to go back to the inn.
Okay. Yeah, so you read more. It's more the same that you knew before. They're vulnerable to silver. They can usually transform when they want, though lycanthropes created by a bite rather than born that way are not always able to control it as well. So on and so forth. This is stuff your character already knew.
Okay.
You don't gain any other real knowledge about either lycanthropes or dragons. You did, however, read up on the historical battle on the White Dragon, so
Okay.
you know a bit more about White Dragons now.
Yay.
Racist.
You can ask me about it now if there's anything you think is pertinent, but since you believe it's a red dragon that you're fighting, you know,
Yeah, I don't think it's always
we can save it for later. So. Okay. So you spend a few hours reading and head back to the inn.
Yep. Well, I guess
You
what I
are now all back at the inn.
Oh, I'm preparing the horses because I'm assuming they're going to the rift soon, which was the original idea. So
Say what?
I'm just preparing the horses because, to my knowledge, and I don't know what you guys have done, I'm just preparing the horses because I imagine we were going to the rift as per our original plan.
Orange.
What time is it at the inn?
I
Yeah,
didn't say we
it's-
were only
it's-
staying for a day. I mean,
It's probably about 4 or 5 p.m. Sun's starting to go down. Orin, you do know that Durian paid for a night here, and you have not yet stayed.
I'm not saying that we're leaving now. I'm just saying like I'm, brushing the horses, treating them, feeding them.
Okay,
so they're
you're
good to
just
go.
you're taking care. You're not prepping them for travel. You're just
Yeah.
We just got them
doing
today,
horse
didn't we?
grooming. Okay, cool.
We got them today, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Orin, you see that the horses are very well groomed, well cared for. Not much to do. You just kind of feed them, pet them a little bit, get them used to the soothing sound of your voice.
There's one I'm going to be using. I feed them apple, and I try to basically bond with it so it listens to me more in battle.
Okay, so you pet that
You-
one, feed it some oats. It seems to like oats because it's a horse, and food is a good way to their heart. They're very
because
very
it's a horse.
very stupid animals.
Animal handling paying off.
Yep.
Those dumb horses
I'm
don't listen to you
basically
sometimes.
I'm basically letting you take 10 and get a good roll. If you want to risk it, go right ahead.
Can't you take a 20?
No, I'm good with that.
I'm gonna say no since this is to improve an animal's attitude.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh,
but taking 10 already gets him a good enough. It gets him a
Right.
16.
10.
Oh,
oh, wow.
the horse seems a bit unsure about you. It eats
Oh,
your
I
oats
thought-
though.
I thought you said I was getting a 10 anyway. What's going on with that?
No. Taking 10 means you take 10 on the dice roll. So it's 10
Oh, no, I was
plus
on
your.
that. Yeah, never mind. I
Okay.
thought I was just getting generic 10.
Nope, no.
Yeah.
That's alright. You know what it is now. So whenever you guys have some downtime, you can take 10 on a roll. For certain things, I'll still make you roll if, first of all, if taking 10's not enough, and second of all, if it is... I'll let you know. I don't want to give too much away. But yeah, so you take
Because
10, that's a 16, the horse likes you. Seems
Okay.
to like you, it's a horse, they're dumb. actually very much.
You have food. It really likes you.
My sister has a horse. They're just ugh, useless animals. But in this
Oh.
time, they're nice. Current age is more of a glue thing, but that's fine.
I guess then I go inside and go get dinner done.
Cool. So you are back in the inn. Everyone else is already at a table, probably launching into some early dinner, or maybe a couple drinks. Amaranth, how many drinks are you in at this time?
Lock, shut up. In real life, like, almost a bottle of wine. In
Nice.
character,
we didn't.
Okay.
You offered anyway.
in character, it'd probably be on my second or third.
So you're
yeah.
almost ready to lawyer somebody out of jail.
Aaron, get
Very
thrown in
nice.
jail.
Okay,
No,
so
no,
you
no,
guys
no,
catch
no,
each
no,
other
no.
up, I assume. I'll actually be right back, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, Travis.
Yeah, so I guess I tell you guys about what I found out about like birds and dragons in general.
That's fascinating, Oren. We need to talk to you about money.
What about it?
We don't have enough of it.
We don't have any.
Would you like
Ah!
a nice magical sword? We
Oh,
found one.
Travis
A very
died.
good magical sword. And not, you know what? A mediocre magical sword. It wasn't even outstanding. It had a minor enchantment on it.
Hmm.
Do you know how much
I
that
went with
costs?
The one that my father gave me.
Do you know how much that cost?
Do I care? I'd rather use the one my father gave me.
Thousands of gold. Thousands.
Your point being is...
Does cost
We
us.
don't have. We have an order of magnitude less than that amongst ourselves.
Amongst the whole group?
So, if you want more money, then you should rather start so we out to the rift in the morning. You want to make money? Let's get out of town.
What do you propose we do to make money? Because you won't let me. You
Well,
won't let me collect from the king. You won't let me collect from the horses.
yeah, good.
I could
Yeah,
have this rich.
obviously.
I could have this party rich in a month. If we went
Well,
my
for
way.
start, the horses are not ours. It would be stealing to collect from them.
They're nobody's horses.
The guard
The ownership is
of the
9/10 possession, and we possess these horses. Or did, anyway. I assume you gave them away.
Man, tell you what. You want me to fix this idea? I'll just have a wave your hands now. You can steal whatever you want. Go right ahead.
I didn't say I'd go stealing. I'm just saying, if you gave me free reign and did
wait,
what I
wait.
said, we could be rich in a month.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you're gonna take the horses that we have and we don't need them anymore and sell them? Because last
That's
time I
not
checked,
what I
something
said.
that's not
I
yours
just
is
said,
stealing.
if you gave me free reign and trusted me, I'd have us rich in a month.
Yes, and at cost of our what? Our souls, our honor.
Good lord, I'm not making deals with demons. I mean, Jesus.
I don't know.
You make it all sound so dirty.
Look, Oren, the other point is you're a prince.
Hey, can you call him a
We're-
or something?
Like,
But
I know,
that's
like, we're all a party. We're doing this because there's stuff in it for us. Everything that's come up, you've been, no, this is the right way to do it. So, look, if we're gonna help you, can you call in some favors for this party?
Yeah, it's called When King Henry Gets Back.
So when King Henry
Yeah,
gets
there's-
back,
There's only so much Lewis can do.
Oh, boy.
when King Henry gets back, there's gonna be more
When King Henry gets back, I'm sure he'll reward us.
more
Yeah,
than a.
information.
Afford, or do I have to?
Shouldn't need to ask. He's nobility. He will bestow it upon us. He has his own honor.
Well, you're nobility, and nothing's been bestowed upon us so far.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'll send for a loan for home. It'll only arrive in like 6 months' time. No, give that a year because it's got to go back to us as well.
It is a long journey.
You know, it's not as if I drove on a wagon out of gold. I took what was necessary and left.
I know.
I think necessary for us
Right
would have
now,
been a
6
few
months from now,
plats of
at our current
platinum.
rate, we will have 10 more gold than we have currently. Go ahead, call home for it.
Sure, I'll tell you
Party,
what. Do
Orange.
you have the means to send a message 6 months travel away?
I I'm sure you do your
can
thing.
get there
You would know that you could definitely send a message to Gryffindale. It would be expensive and obviously take a
Kids
while.
might hold on to it.
And well, and there is you know, it's ancient times, chance of failure, especially the farther you travel. So
Mm.
you certainly could send a raven for him. Several ravens. A few Pony Expresses.
What about some portals?
You wanna earn money? Eat and sleep, friend. For tomorrow we'll go to the rift and kill people and make money.
That's that.
We've been killing people for months.
We've been killing people for months, and it's only been the goodness of our hearts.
When Caben says that, several heads turn in the bar.
So he means monsters in particular. Get back to your business.
Oh shoot!
A few people
Stop it.
quickly turn back away and resume whatever they were talking about.
Here, Orin.
You see one or two leave the bar.
They are uncomfortable.
It's still fairly.
Orin, you're scaring away my patrons, but I will say that we could make some money early. You really feel it's necessary that you use that ring you have.
Yes, I think it's a good addition.
How is it a good
It helps.
addition? All it does is make you uglier.
Yes, and it hurts people as well. I think
But
that's a really good thing.
surely plethora of weapons, and I gesture to like all 10 of them that he has.
Yeah, but
Surely those are more
this is
useful than
Caden's.
you're biting them.
He's like, well, this is Caden's, and this is Caden's. This is a backup for me and Caden or Amalek.
You
in case
actually
I burn
only
it.
Hey.
have, you actually only have your sword and shield on you because that's all you took.
I'm putting up in
Okay.
the air at the weapons that I'm
Yeah, you're
imagining.
counting them off.
You're holding on to one mace, and that's the parties that I've given you. I'm holding all my stuff.
Didn't you give me the light mace to hold on to? That's my
Yes.
point I was making.
That was the one.
Like, I
Yeah,
have a short
but
bow, which is a
You
backup.
gave me that originally.
I still recommend you sell that ring.
Yeah,
we
sure,
have
why
we
don't you-
have a slip. We wouldn't have to cost it. We would get easily 200 gold apiece for that ring.
It does
Yeah,
make you a
let's
little
see.
more
Well,
terrifying than you normally
there's
are,
the run of-
Lauren.
There's the rod of ice you can sell, and then you got a nice looking buckler or whatever.
rod of
I'm sure
ice
you
has
can have
been
some in
beautiful.
yourself.
The man Llewellyn already had several Darkwood bucklers. I wouldn't be able to get a very good price for this one. And
Yeah,
plus,
I'm,
this is my only shield. Would you like to sell your only shield?
yeah,
Actually-
if I use a weapon that's got two hands on it.
I think I could probably sell my shield. I don't want to use it much.
I'm sure
You
you
have
guys
a,
have
you
something
have a
to
very
sell.
nice shield, actually.
Caven, please.
Actually,
Well-
Caben has a very nice masterwork shield you got in your first
Yeah,
dungeon.
I've been eyeing your buckler, Darren. I think I might like to get one of those. I use my bow more often than my sword.
But you want to sell something? Sell something. I'm sure you have something on your persons. Like those
I'm
dragon
working
scouts
on
had.
it. in
Alright,
fact.
well, look, Orion. The whole conversation is we can sell some stuff, but it's what we can sell will result in the tens of gold probably.
The
Mhm.
point
Like-
being is that yes, we should consider. I think we are financially not looking out for ourselves enough. Now we may differ, and we have different ways of looking at the world. Orin, Amrith, Caben, we all look at the world differently.
Yeah,
But
Certainly
the point
do.
is that all of us would benefit with more money, and no one can deny that.
And it would help this quest.
It's true. If we're gonna be facing something evil, I look at them all knowingly. And if there are perhaps more hags out there that we haven't run into yet, then we could become better equipped than we are currently.
Also, let's get those hags' eyes when we see them, because they were worth pretty good.
And they will.
Oh, how much did you sell them for?
Yeah,
We told you.
Oh,
for
so-
money.
Question: did you tell me about the bracelet?
About what?
The bracelet, he's evaluating it and will get back to us tomorrow.
Oh, you didn't tell me of its existence.
No, we
The
never
bracelet?
we never
Oh,
told
we didn't
Arn.
tell you about it. That's right.
Yeah, it's like that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, so I don't metagame. Do I know of the existence of the bracelet?
You
I
do
don't
not
mention
know.
it.
You don't know of the
We're
bracelet
not keeping it
or
from
the
you,
slab.
but if we said something that suggested, okay, so we do say, oh, we have to go pick up an item that's getting evaluated tomorrow, so I think we should stay another day at least in town.
That's all. Yeah. We haven't said anything about the items.
I'll say, oh, well,
You can ask
I
though.
just
I mean,
say-
we're not being vague. I'm not being vague about it.
and it's like, well, sure we have something to sell. I'm sure you guys have stuff to sell. You guys have nifty fingers, I'm sure. I don't know what, like, I know you had the Dragon Scale you didn't tell us about, Durian, but God knows what else you have.
Yeah, I sold a couple more of those. In fact, I have an Electrum. Ooh, and that reminds me. And I reach back and I pull out I guess it's up in my room. So I carried it with me. So I have the rose, and I pulled the rose out, and I lay it on the table, and I say, it's true. I'm actually going to sell this tomorrow as well.
There you go. Stop complaining to me about money, man.
Well,
Not the point.
So, Amarith and Orin, you see the beautiful silver and electrum rose that previously only Caben knew of.
I look at it, it's beautiful.
Well,
I
where did
quickly
this come
hung-
from?
I honestly don't remember, Emma.
Kevin does a creepy laugh.
no, Kevin does not laugh. That was Kevin.
I honestly don't remember, Emma.
Either way, how much longer do we have to spend in town? I'm eager to get traveling north.
I say we leave a day and a half hence, so early morning the day after tomorrow.
Alright.
And I'm eager too. I think that any place that an evil being might have come from and is now abandoned might have a wealth of knowledge and riches in it.
I was gonna say, well, you keep talking about richest friend. Do you remember about stories and legend where dragons normally hoard stuff?
Presumably, evil creatures, I say to Orin, knowingly, hoard things in the mountains and not where they apparently originated from.
I know. Which means we'll probably, let's face facts, we're probably gonna have to go there eventually. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow.
But
sometime.
soon and for the rest of your lives.
And like, remember what Prince kind of Lewis
Lewis.
said. Dragons normally hoard gold. It might not get to Asia. It could be. We don't know. I say this quietly, and I announce it to the bar.
Well, if we're gonna stay... Oh, sorry. Was he asking the bar something?
No, I was
No.
telling Durian this.
Oh.
He keeps whining to me about gold, and I keep telling him dragons are a good source of gold.
Well, Caben's gonna stand up after eating and finishing a drink and say, if we're gonna be here for tomorrow, then I guess we'll see some more business tomorrow. Orin, if you can, I don't know, we're hurting for stuff here. And Caben's gonna, then I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go out and for a little bit, then gonna go to sleep.
I said, I don't know what you told me to do. I don't carry a bank with me.
I-
I'm not a money bank.
I wasn't implying, Orin, I'm just saying we either should maybe take up some odd jobs or something, because we had that gig with Arthur for a little bit.
No, don't take up any more odd jobs, Orin, please.
Not
Yeah.
Not Orange specifically. I'm just saying when we were with Arthur, we had some cash coming in. For the past few weeks, we've been on our own.
We've been on a quest from the highest noble in the kingdom, and we have no money coming in, Orin. Out of the goodness of our heart.
Remember that.
Travis, since we're in town, do I have to keeping the training thing going with Hedwig? Do I have to step outside and teach Hedwig stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you are outside of the smaller wooden wall, so you're just kind of in the. I wouldn't. Yeah, it's kind of the slums. You guys are kind of outside the main city, so you can, within 20 minutes, be in the closest wooded area, which is probably where she'd be sitting.
Okay, well then for my rest of the night, I'm gonna go spend X amount of time that I need to, and then
Sure.
return to the inn and go to sleep, I guess.
Okay, so you're training Hedwig. It's more kind of night training since it's already dark, but fuck it, she's an owl. She's fine.
She's an
with
owl.
that. She's an owl. She's fine with that. Cool. So you get some training in and make it back to the inn around 10 or 11 p.m. Do the rest of you do anything in the meantime?
dinner and go to sleep, clean my father's sword that he gave me. That's about it.
Cool.
And I don't do anything notable next day. I just buy time while they're doing stuff.
Okay. Amarith,
I
drinking,
would probably
Durian,
do
playing.
drinking. Yeah, you know.
I'm going to chat with the bartender.
Okay.
And
So you
and
chat with
I will
Billick.
admit I'm taking a page out of a good point that was made in
You-
chat. So anyway,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear a word of that. You went super robotic.
I think he's being affected again.
Oh,
Jimmy?
you guys hear me?
Okay, now we
Yes.
can.
Yeah, I hear you.
It like muted me, and I don't know why.
Okay. I didn't hear what you said. You're taking a page something something
I'm
chatting
taking a
with
page.
Billick?
I'm taking a page from Twitch chat,
Okay.
and that is I go to the bartender, and I'm gonna chat with him about doings around town.
Oh, what do you want to know, Durian?
Well,
Good to see you again, by the way. I'm glad you and your friends chose to stay.
thanks.
Hope
thanks,
that
Billick.
ink pen was very useful to you.
Thanks, Billick, and I owe you a performance tonight, Billick, and for the next sounds like next at least one more night. But
Oh,
Billick, what do you hear around about town? We've our purses are getting rather thin, and we're looking for a bit of extra work.
Oh, well, there's always work for a smart person looking to use their talents. What are you looking for exactly?
I do have I'm a large-brained fellow, Billick, if I do say so myself. And I sort of laugh, and
Well,
it's kind
Large
of
brains might be nice, but large brawn generally can get other certain things
Is
done.
that what we're looking at? Something that involves heavy lifting, heavy swinging.
Probably the latter. Your big friend looks like he'd be probably pretty helpful with that. Not that I'm doubting the power of elves, but
not happening.
Nod.
they're rather slight. But you're all very well armed, which is why I said something.
So wait, Travis, I must have missed what it was though. All I heard was we could use someone well armed.
Yeah, he didn't say what it was yet.
Oh, I say it, and tell me more.
Well, all kinds of jobs need doing. One I heard about recently was an escaped prisoner. Rather rough fellow, if you know what I mean. Was set to be hanged a couple days, after they got a few of the family members of his victims in town, but he seems to have gone on the lam, and, well, it's not someone that just anyone's anxious to track down.
Is he that brawny, burly?
He makes your big friend look rather small.
Really?
Yeah. Human, too. It's not
Human,
even,
too.
like a weird-looking, I don't know, cow person. I don't remember what they're called.
We're not talking about any minotaurs here. Huh?
Yeah, Minotaur. There you go.
Hmm.
Nothing like that, but he's certainly something else.
So the town guard needs a prisoner tracked down. Is that what I'm gathering?
Well, I don't know if it's town guy. I don't know whose jurisdiction this all falls under. There's a lot of
I
army
understand.
in the capital, and I don't know if it's probably a guard captain or something.
Sir, Billick, you've been around these parts for a while, haven't you?
Quite a while, yeah.
Would you say there's more army in town now? I've noticed some soldiers as I've walked around.
Oh, there are quite a few soldiers. Honestly, I'd say there's less. More army probably spread out throughout the kingdom than here necessarily.
Hmm. Well, we were interested in perhaps helping out with this convict. Who'd we talk to?
Well, I'd probably captain of the city watch, or like I said, I'm not. Luckily, haven't had too many run-ins with the law, so I wouldn't know who would be the best man to go to. But I'd start with the city watch. They could certainly direct you to whoever you'd need to go to.
Thank you, Billick.
Yeah,
And
no
I
problem.
I flip on like 3 silver on the bar and say, I'll take a drink now and save one for me later, alright?
Oh, will do, Durian, will do. And hey, if you ever want to get on stage, go right ahead.
Oh, I'm actually headed up there now.
Excellent, excellent. And he gives you a second drink.
Sweet. I down the first and sip the second.
All right. So you slam an ale, grab the second, and start walking up. Cool.
Performance.
I hear a lot of typing, but I don't see messages coming in.
No, I'm not.
It's in the-
No, Josh.
I'm typing to figure out what song I'm gonna play on the flute.
Okay, cool.
So go to someone else while I look this up.
Oh, no, all right. So, Caven's out with the bird.
Let's not roleplay that.
Yeah, let's not roleplay that.
Haven is-
Warren, where are you again? You went upstairs?
I
think you went upstairs.
Dinner.
Okay.
Went upstairs, cleaned my father's sword they gave me, yada yada yada, went to bed. Basically boring
Okay.
time before I need to park.
Okay, cool. So you're in bed, and Amareth, you're just drinking. You talking to anyone around you?
I'd probably drink and see if I could find any other clerics, perhaps. I don't know how many other
There.
clerics of Coralon drink, but, you know, see if I can find some.
Well, clerics, you're not super cloistered, but you don't spot any obvious religious folk in the bar, Coralon, Lorethian, or otherwise.
Sad face. I'll probably drink by myself then because I can't find any like-minded people and go to bed soon.
Okay.
Bed.
All right. Do you stay up for Durian's performance?
Oh, if I see that he's going to perform, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do the same as
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
being
I
a party.
assumed you went up. Cool. So you two are still out there and eagerly awaiting Durian getting to a stage. And Durian, what are you playing?
Wrecking ball.
I am playing Wrecking Ball.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
it was what chat requested and it's the best idea, so I sent it in our group chat.
Damn it, chat! Rocks ball. You all die.
No,
How
come
are
on,
you?
Travis.
No,
Maybe
it's
he's trying
fine.
to recruit more people.
It's fine. I want to
Did
hear
you-
sing this.
Wait, did you see
Why
that?
don't
Are
sing,
you
I'm just
doing an
playing.
epic oratory version?
No, I'm playing
That
the
would be
flute.
Wait, Jimmy,
Sing and play the flute.
Jimmy, did you see that SoundCloud link I sent in chat?
Oh, hold on, let me pull it.
It has the chorus. It's all done on a recorder.
Oh,
Wait,
please,
where
put it
are you?
instead.
Where are you right now?
It's in the
Twitch
in the
chat.
roll in the Twitch chat. Sorry.
Twitch chat.
Oh my god. I gotta play this, hold on.
Oh God.
It has like the beginning of the song is all normal, but the chorus
On her recorder.
the chorus is all recorder.
Darren makes music for it on the recorder.
Okay,
God.
we're totally gonna do this. Let me see if I'm gonna try and play this over my speakers, alright? Okay, stand by. You gotta tell me how this sounds, alright?
I can't hear this at all. Oh,
Oh god. Oh, my ears. Is it possible to get negative to
oh my God, that's awful. Negative 2. Negative 2.
Come on! Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Oh god.
They bleed.
That was beautiful. That should be +5.
Wiping tears from
Oh,
it.
Ow.
Okay.
That was really, really screechy.
I know.
Well, he
it was.
played through his speakers.
I played through my speakers though. What do I actually
Oh my
roll?
god, I'm dying.
-2. -2.
Oh.
If he rolls a natural
Hey,
one,
joke's
I'm
on you,
going
still
to throw
plus
something at him.
9!
Oh, shoot.
Yes! Roll
I throw-
20! Right there! Fist bump, roll 20.
Okay.
You-
What is around me?
Okay,
Travis, what is around
you
me?
get booze.
Oh, no.
Just pretend I don't know.
What is around me? Like, is it an apple or something?
I think you're
There's-
upstairs. Oh, no, he would
I
have stayed.
mean, I assume you have a mug of, I don't know, water, ale, whatever you're drinking.
I don't think I could throw that.
Oh.
You can do anything you want to in this
No,
world.
it wouldn't be appropriate to throw that at him.
Okay, yes, that would probably hurt him.
Caben has not
Yeah,
come
like,
back
I
yet.
want to throw something at him for hurting my ears. It's like something that won't hurt him.
May Coralon forgive you.
Of
Drake.
all of the ones so far, that is by far my favorite.
So I have
Okay.
8 weeks.
I stopped mid.
This is what you get, chat. This is what you get.
I told them thanks a lot. Here, okay. I stopped mid song, and I apologize, and I raised my hands.
Okay, you raise your hand and make a reflex save.
Oh.
Oh, just see the phone.
Don't even bother. You dodge and weave with your natural athleticness.
It's 20 anyway. So it's
Okay,
fine.
well if that would have really fail-boated, maybe something would have hit you, but you get a few things lightly tossed at you. No one's throwing anything dangerous.
Big cabbage.
And you see Billick just like this on the bar, just
I hold up.
you hold up.
Oh, hold on. I'm trying to find something else. I say I apologize.
Technical difficulties.
I apologize, everybody. That was not my best.
Get that thing tuned!
It's a masterwork flute. It always is. Just blame the owner.
Blame the
This
owner?
world just isn't ready for such a
I'm
masterpiece.
sorry,
someone
Travis.
said.
I'm trying to find something else, and I say I sorry, and I have instead. I say instead I have perhaps a bit of a rhyme that you all will enjoy more.
Can't be worse than your flute!
Everyone, settle down. Settle down, everyone.
Just one.
So, as he's
And
doing
I
this,
go-
by the way, Travis,
I go.
Wait, before you do that, I just want to say, chat says, I'm sorry. Here, let me twerk for you all instead.
Nice, nice. So I go.
You don't
Everyone
have
in the
corn
bar, I say I'm sorry. I've got a great poem. It's got a great message, and you will love it. I promise. So I go. There once was a man from Nantucket, and I cast fascinate.
You cast
I
that?
cast my bardic ability.
Okay, it's not so much casting as you're doing it while you're performing, so give us a performance.
$24.
I'm not hearing a poem.
He wants
there
you
once
to.
was a man from
He
He
Nantucket.
wants you to actually say
He
it.
kept all his cash in a bucket, but his daughter, named Nan, ran away with a man, and as for the bucket, Nantucket.
Okay.
But
So
he followed the pair to Pawtucket, and the man and the girl with the bucket, and he
Oh,
said to the man he was welcome to Nan, but as far as the bucket, Pawtucket. Thank you, Wikipedia.
wow. You see only about a third of the bar. A lot of people rolled really good will saves. Only about a third of the bar is truly fascinated, but a few of them kind of laugh at your little limerick and things kind of smooth out. You're not getting stuff thrown at you.
by the way, does the button is high perk when I drop in that gold?
I want to
When
know
you
what
what?
happens to Orin and to Amareth and to Caben.
Caben's not there.
Roll.
Orin and
Roll saves. It's will save, right?
Yeah, you're fine.
He nat
Go to
20
hell.
that.
Go to
You're fine.
Orin, you go to hell. Naimra.
That's the giant, magics don't work on me anymore.
Yeah, you're fine.
She's fine too.
I still will clap at your performance. I support my party members except for Arn.
Yeah. And, hey,
Wait, no.
that's not
My
true.
check result is the DC for each affected creature's will save. So I got a 24.
Oh fuck! Okay, then the whole bar is fascinated.
Oh, shoot.
What about
Including
Orin?
Not Orin. A save
Aw.
is a critical.
20's an auto save.
Or an auto save.
Yeah, okay. So
No,
yeah,
I-
check
I'm
result
not-
is the DC for each effector's will save against the effect.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. While fascinated, a target takes -4 penalty on skill checks made as reactions such as listen and spot checks. Any potential threat.
That means perception, by the way.
Spot
Mm.
checks?
Listen and spot checks translate. That's part of what perception was rolled into for Pathfinder skills. So their perception checks are not as good now.
I'm trying to figure out how long this lasts and if I can pickpocket anybody.
You should keep performing.
Let
You
me
can walk around
roll
the
quick.
crowd while you
Yes. You're actually going to try to pickpocket
So it says
under effect.
They can sit and listen to
Everyone
the
looks
song,
fascinated.
taking no other actions for as long as the bard continues to play and concentrate. So I guess I could
Oh.
continue to chant and walk around and pick pockets.
Oh,
You
could you
could.
concentrate while
What
you're trying to
penalty do they
pickpocket?
take?
While fascinated, a target takes a -4 penalty on skill checks made as
Okay.
reactions.
Sure.
So, as I'm chanting this extended poem, the most notorious of long, ridiculous poems,
Sure.
I evaluate the room around me.
Everyone looks fascinated except Orin, who's just like got an eyebrow cocked and is just kind of shaking his head.
I continue to. I'm like on this third stanza now, and I look for wealthy-looking patrons.
Uh,
Not to shoot this down. I
not-
question whether or not you could concentrate and try to sneak away, take something from someone.
I can concentrate.
He would
and
have to
take-
roll a concentration check.
Okay.
But you don't see many wealthy people in this bar.
Yeah, we're in the
You gotta
slums.
remember where you are. You're in a kind of outer city bar. The wealthiest. You can find the wealthiest looking guy, but no one looks wealthy.
So I look around and I sneer, and then I see Orin looking at me. He's clearly not affected, and I shrug my shoulders and end the poem.
Okay.
And
You
wait
had-
as they collect their breath and say, "See, friends, I got it in me still."
I
Okay.
throw a gold coin
Kind of
at
see
the ring.
people look around a little confused, and
Do I need to roll to hit him with a gold coin?
you're throwing a gold coin at
I
him?
Yeah,
catch
I'm
the
gonna
gold
throw a
coin.
gold coin at him.
Okay. Orin rolled a hit. Durian, roll a reflex save.
Oh, man.
There you go.
21.
Moving this on.
For such
Running
like
one.
a non-violent person, Arn just constantly wants to hit.
What do you
Durian.
mean?
No, I mean, I'm not like trying to throw
Okay,
them at
non-violent
him.
against
A
the-
I'm
20
pressing
a
the coin.
20 is a hit, and because your reflex save is higher, Durian, you catch it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it to hurt him. I'm like doing it to give him a gold coin for his performance.
I'm just imagine like Orin whipping a coin and Durian just like whoop, catches it between two fingers.
Thank you. And then I take a bow to the crowd.
Okay. Yeah, you get a polite clap, and we'll put that at. All right, you get 5 silver from some somewhat confused-looking people. And they're like, oh, good,
They're like, I feel give this
good,
guy up.
yeah, good performance. That made up. Don't play the flute. Practice it a little more.
I
Okay.
swear most of my rolls under 10 are when I try and perform.
And they always are.
They always are, unfortunately.
Okay. Anything else you guys wish to do tonight?
Sleep.
Sleep. Okay. Very good. Caben, you come back at some point, meet up with everyone. You all go to bed. You all wake up in the morning, no problem. What do you do?
Can we take a break?
Absolutely we can. We will take a short break, and we will be back in a few minutes.
Yep. See you guys. Stick around. We
Okay,
still have
good.
an
Oh, I need
hour
more wine.
or so left to play.
More
So.
wine.
More wine.
What a natural